Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Om Dakshayagna Vinashinyai Mahaghorayai Yogini Koti Parivratayai Bhadrakalyai Hrim Om Durgayai Swaha is the mantra, one of the mantras which we chanted during the Havan on the Ashtami day. All of you also participated in that Havan. The meaning of that Mula mantra is Daksha Yagna. Parvati Devi or Durga Devi in her last life was Sati Dakshayani, one of the Prajapati, Daksha Yagna, Daksha, not Daksha Yagna, Daksha. He had many daughters. So one of them was Sati. Since she was the daughter of Daksha, she was called Dakshayini. Since the daughter of Parvata Rajakumara, she was called Parvati. Or Shaila means mountain, the Himalayas. So she was called Shailaputri in her next birth. Now, when Shiva, husband of Dakshayini or Sati, was insulted, she couldn't bear that insult. So, by Daksha, his own father, her own father. So she gave up her body. Then Shiva comes to that place and allows Veerabhadra to destroy that yagna place. And Veerabhadra, an fierce aspect of Shiva, even cuts off the head of Daksha. All that story is there. So that thing is explained in this mantra, Daksha Yagna Vinashinyai Mahaghorayai. So the mother made Shiva to take the fierce aspect. So it is she who is running the whole show. The whole world, universe is run by her. Mahaghorayai. Yogini Koti. Yoginis are the female aspect of the yogi is yogini. But here, yogini means they are different forms of Divine Mother. They are now followers of Divine Mother, always ready to serve her. So this yogini koti, not one or two, koti means millions and millions of parivratayai, surrounded by Bhadrakalyai. Kali, the Divine Mother Kali, another name for the Mother Durga. Bhadra means, now in Sanskrit, what you call in English gentleman is called as Bhadralog. In Bengali also, Bhadralog. Rama Bhadra means very gentle, gentleman. So here, Kali as a gentle, or we can't tell, gentle lady. Kali, Bhadrakalyai, Hrim Om Durgayai Swaha is the mantra. Now, that is the story of Dakshayagna. The Mula mantra, Dakshayagna Vinashinyai, refers to the destruction of Daksha's sacrifice mentioned above. It is, however, quite obvious that this great mantra has some deeper mystic, esoteric meaning far beyond the mythological significance. The deep mystic meaning of the mantra Dakshayagna Vinashinyai is as follows. Daksha Prajapati, the creator's yagna, is what is known as this transmigratory world of our samsara, our present state of transmigratory existence. As told in the Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter, 10th and 16th verses, shows our whole life is a yajna, a part of the divine cosmic sacrifice. We, all of us, participate in this yajna through our karma, good or bad or whatever karma. Karma leads to karma phala, the fruits of action. We have to undergo all that. And more karma, through that more and more rebirth. We have to come in cycles again and again. In this way, our life goes on as an endless cycle of births and deaths, pain and misery. The Divine Mother Durga comes once in a year and destroys all our karmas and thus puts an end to our transmigratory existence. We then attain mukti or liberation. That is the esoteric or the deeper meaning of this Mula Mantra. Daksha Yagna Vinashinyai Maha Ghorayai Yogini Koti Parivratayai Bhadrakalyai Hrim Om Durgayai Swaha. We are very happy to see the benevolent form of Mother, but the terrible form, we are all afraid. We need not be afraid of the terrible form because in all of us we have the Paramatman, everything. See, when the Bhairava with the fierce aspect stood in his fierce aspect before the great Gnani, the Guru of Sri Ramakrishna, that is Totapuri Advaita Guru, he just jumped and stood before him. Totapuri was not at all afraid. He told, "You are also Atman, I am also Atman. So come sit and meditate." The Bhairava himself got aback and he had to vanish from there. So because we are all children of immortality, we have Paramatman within ourselves. When one of the saint, Tukaram, was a great devotee of Vitthala in Maharashtra. So the Vitthala is another form of Krishna. When he was going in a forest, a fierce ghost, fierce-looking ghost, wanted to come and kill him or eat him. Then, when this Tukaram saw that fierce ghost with all the blood-curdling things and that very awkward sound which it makes, anybody else would have fainted and had a heart attack. But Tukaram, he was seeing God everywhere, his own Ishtadevata. He went to embrace that ghost, telling, "Oh Lord Vitthala, today you have come taking this form." Then immediately that ghost had never got into this situation. Everybody would die or run away, but this fellow is coming to embrace me in this terrible aspect. So, you see, the great saints, the rishis, the seers, they can see the Lord in everything. So likewise, here we should note that the terrible aspect, as I told you in the earlier classes, is only to protect all of us from the demons. That's all. Nothing to be afraid of. All our fear of the ghosts, all our fear of all the terrible things is only our wild imagination. Let me take you through one ghost story, okay? Then you will see it is all wild imagination. One boy or one youth, a youth is telling, when I was about 9 years, when I was, it is only his direct speech. Don't then come and ask me, did you have that experience, Swamiji? I was talking in Petermaritzburg and I was telling there was one great, the first Major General of India from the time of the British. He came over to the Indian Army, the first Major General. So that General Karyappa, he was 81 years old at that time. When he went to meet the youth, he addressed himself as, "I am 81 year young," he told. He never told old. So I was mentioning that after the lecture, one old man, he was 85 or something, he came and told, "Who is that 81? Are you the Swamiji who was 81 year old? I have come to meet you. I want to say I am also 81. I told it was not me, it was General Karyappa. So people should not confuse. So this boy or the youth is telling, When I was about 9 years old, my father forced me to go with him to the funeral of a friend of his that I didn't know. I didn't know that person. He's a friend of my father. When we got there, I stayed in a corner waiting for the time to go. I didn't want to go to funeral and other things, so I just wanted to go. I was staying in a corner, let my father go finish all the job and come. That is the mentality of all the youths in this age. I stayed in a corner waiting for the time to go. Then a man approached me and said, "My dear boy, enjoy your life. Be happy because time flies. Look at me now. I don't enjoy it." He passed his hand over my head and left. My father, before leaving, forced me to say goodbye to the dead person, took me to the coffin, and he wanted to peep and see the dead body. When I looked into the coffin, I was startled that the man who was talking to me, who told, "My dear boy, enjoy your life, be happy, time flies, look at me, I didn't enjoy my life," is the same person in the coffin. I was startled that the man who was talking to me when I was at the corner was the same old man in the coffin. For several years later after that, I was not able to sleep properly with repeated nightmares and psychological disorder. I was terrified of being alone. I visited many psychologists and psychiatrists. I didn't turn off the light at the night. Every day while sleeping, I would not put off the light. Several other turmoils that I had to endure throughout my adolescent ages. Yet later I discovered something incredible that changed my life. What was that? The dead idiot had a twin brother. So all our fears are imaginary. Many times we imagine things. So when we see the fierce aspect of the mother, nothing to worry. She's always very, very soft and very kind to us. Let us go through some of the different aspects when we get into delusion like this youth, the delusion, moha, and other things, confusion. What are we supposed to do? It is told in the Durga Saptashati. Man is a product of nature, divine at the core, and is enclosed in three bodies: gross, subtle, and causal. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira, corresponding to the three states of existence: the waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Though essentially and purely divine, we are all essentially and purely divine, being enveloped by bodily existence, driven by our past momentum, by our karmas, and burdened by this karmic load. We are totally bound by nature and remain ever tuned to the external world, and therefore we remain unaware of the divine within and also divine without. Without means outside. This is normal human consciousness. That's the reason why we fear, we get deluded, we get into all trouble. To read and contemplate on the supreme divinity, the Divine Mother, that governs all lives in this universe, the consciousness has to be released from the lower center and raised to higher centers to get tuned to higher cosmic realities and to the divine within and without. But we all have we have been entrapped two way. No one on one side, as if he has entered a room and bolted himself from within. And on the other side, someone else, that is the external nature. Prakriti has bolted us from outside. Can you imagine? Now imagine a child has gone into the room. It doesn't know, it is too short. It has somehow gone and bolted from within. Somebody has bolted that child from outside. That is our condition in this nature. That is what it is being explained, because we are here, we have forgotten our nature, we are at the lower center, we are two-way entrapped on one side, as if he had entered a room and bolted himself from within, and on the other side, someone else, that is the nature, has bolted him from outside. The former, what is that? Bolt from inside you have locked. That is called Argala. Remember something? Argala means in the Chandi or the Durga Saptashati, there is the Argala Stotra. You have to repeat it. So now you are getting why that Argala means the latch you have bolted from within. So that Stotra, when you chant, you will be released from that latch. That's why the name Argala means that is the latch. The former is called Argala, from where you have bolted from within, and the latter, when you have been bolted from the nature from outside, the latter is called Kilaka. There is another stotra in the Chandi, isn't it? Kilaka stotra. What is meant by Kilaka? Lock and key. You have been locked from outside. You yourself have bolted from inside. To remove these bondages, you have to chant the Argala Stotra and Kilaka Stotra. It is something like shackles and bondages. Sri Ramakrishna speaks of in the Gospel. Often we see small young children enter the room and put the latch from within. They do not know how to pull back the latch to come out. They start shouting and weeping. Now, you might have experienced this. Another incident was it that some people climb the tree easily with enthusiasm. And when they go up to the top, they look down and get frightened. Now they cannot come down. They have been trapped there on the top. They go to the top easily, no problem. But when you go to the top and look down, you see the height, now you are afraid you can't come down. It's something like that. Some climb trees with enthusiasm, and when they look down, they get frightened and find themselves trapped there. Social, and this is Argala, and is created by man's attachment, possessions, duties and responsibilities, social and family obligations, etc. This is Argala, the latch. Man has bound himself with these things. The other is Kilaka, and is nature's binding. Joys, sorrows of life, birth, death, old age, etc. This is the lock from outside. For releasing the consciousness from their grips, 2 short prayerful psalms are usually and traditionally chanted before entering the main text, Durga Saptashati. Now we will today discuss a little about Argala. Because of the time, I have to take you through so many other things within a short time. Argala Stotra is a prayer while recollecting various aspects of the all-capable, all-pervading Divine Mother. There are just 23 verses, each ending with, can anybody tell? Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, Yasho Dehi, Dvishu Jahi. Why do we tell that? What is the meaning of that? Because we all chant it. We should know what it is, what it signifies to our life, what is it going to, in what way it is going to help us. So what is the meaning? O Divine Mother, bestow upon me a beautiful divine form. So generally we take Rupam Dehi means external beautiful form. Rupa means form, our form, beautiful face, beautiful body. But it has a deeper meaning. Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, give me victory. Yasho Dehi, success, everywhere I need success. Dvishu Jahi, kill my enemies. So we take literal meaning in this. Now let us see what it is. Let us go a little deeper. Now bestow upon me a beautiful divine form. When Ramakrishna, due to the sadhana, due to his spiritual practices, he started getting that spiritual energy coming out, oozing from his body. His body became like molten gold. Even a golden amulet couldn't be identified because of the skin color was like that of the gold. He had a beautiful form, and people used to come to see that external form. Once a lot of people had gathered, Master was about to go out, and he asked our Hriday, why have these people gathered here? They told, they have come to see that beautiful form of yours. He became very upset. He went inside and started praying to Mother, Divine Mother, and tapping the body. He told, oh, external beauty, go in. Oh, Mother, I don't want this external beauty. I want the internal beauty, that is the spirituality. Let it go, let it go. After that, all that golden color and everything vanished, Master tells. So don't want the external beauty, Mother. He tells, Rupam Dehi, bestow me beautiful divine form. Grant me victory. What kind of victory? Of self-conquest. Victory on your own senses, victory on all the negative tendencies in your mind, victory on your own mind, self-conquest. Confer upon me prospering success, and conquer, eliminate all that which suppress my divinity. They are the enemies. All human problems are because of his or her identification with the body that is subject to constant change. Whatever you might be, the most beautiful person, I don't know whether it is the Greek or the Roman story, I think it's a Greek story. There was one beautiful boy. He was so beautiful. Sorry, for boys you can't tell beautiful, handsome. Okay, so he was very handsome looking. Everybody was attracted towards his handsome face. So every day, because in those days there was no mirror or something, he used to go and look at his face in the water. And he was so fond of that. As he grew old, he got afraid that I will lose my beauty. And one day he committed suicide because he couldn't think that he could lose that handsome face of his. I've heard this story. Now, that is not the beauty or the handsome thing here. So, the divine nature, all human problems are because of his or her identification with body that is subject to constant change, birth, death, old age, diseases. So, here you can see joys and sorrows, and in addition, it has all demands of the flesh. Socrates used to say, "O Lord, give me that inner beauty that makes me remain in unbroken communion with you." So painful it is to be in bodily form. The sadhaka, the spiritual aspirant, prays to give him an inner beautiful divine form enclosed in outer bodily encasement, which keeps ever linked to God, capable of loving God, and is dear to God as well. So this prayer is Rupam Dehi. You might have heard about that incident in the life of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the president of America at that time, he was not at all handsome. He was very ugly looking, very ugly. So one person was supposed to go and meet him, and small child of 6 or 7 was with him, the daughter. So he trained her, because children are very truthful. They don't hide anything. They will tell everything on the face. So he told, don't talk about the ugly face of the president, whatever it might be, that you should not talk. You should keep quiet. Okay? Then yes, the child agreed. They went, and everything was over at the end, because the sweet nature, the way with so much of love he treated that girl, that young girl, that girl retorted, "Father, you call President Abraham Lincoln ugly? He's so beautiful." So beauty is not in the face or the external appearance. It is your quality, your nature. The spiritual qualities coming out is the beauty that is to be noted here. Rupam Dehi. In trying to sit for meditation, the sadhaka sees that his mind and senses drag him out forcefully. Even to sit for meditation, there is no inclination. The mind and the senses are under the sway of past momentum and promptings of nature, and he wants them to be conquered. And that is Jayam Dehi, not victory over your enemies or your competitors. Now, the sadhaka longs to have a stable, peaceful life in the world and advance in his spiritual strivings. He seeks progressive and prosperous success. This is called Yasho Dehi. Finally, during his day-to-day activities, at any moment, he is not aware of his divine identity. His identity as a family member, as a social member, his nationality, his religion, whether he is a Christian, Buddhist or Hindu or Muslim, his bodily existence as a human being, his profession as a doctor or an engineer, his duties and responsibilities, all these limiting adjuncts, upadhis, and his own nature, more than anything, his own ego, suppresses his divinity at all times. These have become a part of his being, and that he is not able to conquer them and fill his awareness with the fact himself being divine. This is Dvishu Jahi, not to kill your physical enemy. That also you can use it for that purpose also, but that it will not take you to God. You can get all that physical beauty, you can get success, money, everything, but that will not take you to God. So, we should be very careful when you ask something. Somebody was asking God, "Oh God, you should, in my next life, you should give me money, so much money, that I should get and get and get. I should not give it to anybody. I should be always getting money and all other things." Okay, God told, in your life, next life you'll get it. Another person told, "Oh Lord, yes, you should make me rich, but I should always give and give and give to others. That is in my next life, I should be such a thing." Okay, both of them were born in the next life. The first person, what did he ask? I should get and get money. I should not give it to anybody. He became a beggar. He got and got and got money. He never gave it to anybody. He became a beggar. But the other person who told, yes, I should be rich, but should be always giving, giving, not getting, he became a very rich person, a person of charity. So when you ask something, be careful, otherwise you'll be in trouble. So that prayer, you can ask for killing your enemies, for destroying everybody, getting the physical beauty, but it will not lead you to God. So you should note that. You can get that also. Now, coming out of Durga Saptashati, there are so many things in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, and that have to be discussed during Durga Puja. What is that? Once, Sri Ramakrishna is quoting from the Bhagavata, from one of the Puranas. And what is Sri Ramakrishna telling at that time? Himavan, the father of Mother Parvati. Because he was the father, Mother gave him so many wishes. She is the Divine Mother herself, so naturally she can give anything. So she gave lot of visions about her different forms. Finally, after all that thing, it is said in the Purana, Sri Ramakrishna is telling in the Gospel, it is said in the Purana that Bhagavati, Divine Mother Parvati, the Divine Mother, was once born as the daughter of King Himalaya. After her birth, she showed her father, Himavan, her many forms. The Lord of the mountains. After enjoying all these visions, the Lord of the mountains said to the Divine Mother, "May I have the vision of Brahman, the highest Godhead, formless, the highest vision, Brahman, as it is described in the Vedas?" Then the Divine Mother answered, "Father, if you want to have the vision of Brahman, you must live in the company of holy men." It is there in the Gospel. Master is referring from Purana, Satsang, holy men, in the company of holy men. Now, I will take you through one of the incidents in the life of Swami Vivekananda. Everything happens according to the will of the Mother. Not even a blade of grass can move without the will of the Lord. Swami Vivekananda had gone to Kashmir with his Western disciples and some other direct disciples too, that is of Ramakrishna. September 20, Now, he wanted to go to Kshir Bhavani. Kshira means milk. In Kashmir, there is a temple of the Divine Mother, leaving strict instructions that no one was to follow him. It was not until October 6th that he returned. Before this famous shrine of the Mother, Kshir Bhavani, he daily performed Havan and worshipped her with offerings of Kshira. Kshira means milk payasam, thickened milk, that payasam, made from one mound of milk, rice and almond. He told his beads, japa, like any humble pilgrim. And as a special sadhana, every morning he worshipped that Pandit or Brahmin's little daughter as the Kumari, Uma Kumari, the Divine Virgin. He began to practice the sternest of austerities. It seemed as though he would tear off all the wheels that he had come upon his soul through years of work and thought. He wanted to become like a child before the Divine Mother. Now, all the thought of leader, worker, teacher was gone. He was now only a monk, pure sannyasin. When he returned to Srinagar, he appeared before his disciples, a transfigured presence, writes Nivedita. He entered the houseboat. He raised his hand in benediction. Then he placed some marigold flower that he had offered to Kshir Bhavani, the Mother, Divine Mother, on the heads of each of the disciples. Then he told, no more Hari Om. It is all Mother, Mother now. He said, sitting down, all mine, thinking of developing the country, doing that, this, everything is gone. Now it is only Mother, Mother. Now what happened? One day at Kshir Bhavani, he had been pondering over the ruination of the desecration of all the temple wrought by the Muslim invaders. Distressed at heart, the temple which was broken there, he thought, how could the people have permitted such sacrilege without offering strenuous resistance? If I were here then when those Islamic invaders had broken this temple, I would have not allowed, I would have never have allowed such thing. I would have laid down my life to protect the Mother. Immediately, Mother appeared before him and she told, Swami Vivekananda is himself telling, note this, very important. It was then that I heard Mother speaking to me. What was that? Mother said to me, what even if unbelievers should enter my temple and defile my images? What is that to you? Do you protect me? Do you protect me or do I protect you? Do you protect me or do I protect you? Was the voice of, and we are planning so many things, doing, I will do that, I will correct this person is wrong, that person is this, I am going to do this, I will save the country, the politicians are rotting, this, please correct yourself. The last message of Mother, my dear child, if you want peace of mind, find your own faults, enough of finding. You are wasting your life. See, are you protecting me or am I protecting you? Vivekananda. At the same shrine, in the course of worship, one day Swami Vivekananda was brooding about with pain on the dilapidated condition of the temple. He wished in his heart that he were able to build a new temple in its place, just as he wished to build monasteries and temples elsewhere, especially the temple of Sri Ramakrishna in New Belur Mutt and all that. Like that, I want to build one Kshir Bhavani temple new. He was startled in his ruminations by the voice of Mother herself saying to him, my child, if I wish, I can have innumerable temples and magnificent monastic centers. I can even this moment raise a 7-storied golden temple on this very spot. whatever I wish happens. I wish this happened. The whole world is happening according to my wish. With one last incident from the life of Sri Ramakrishna, I will end my talk. What was that? Hriday wanted to perform Durga Puja in his village. He asked the permission of Master. Master agreed, okay, you can do it. But I'm not going to come there. Hriday was very much upset. I cannot take Master to my place and see the worship of the Mother Durga. But Master promised him. What did Master tell? Don't worry, Hriday. I may not be coming there physically, but I will come there and I will see all the worship in my subtle body. And he also gave instructions to him. He's telling now, he consoled Hriday. Why are you pained, Hriday? In my subtle body, I shall daily go see your worship. Nobody except you will see me near the image. Now, he also gave instructions how to do the puja, Durga Puja also. Have as the Tantra Dharak to help tell the mantra, a Brahmana to dictate the mantras to you and perform the worship yourself with devotion instead of keeping a complete fast. Instead of keeping a complete fast, at midday, drink some milk, Ganga water, and the syrup of sugar candy. If you perform the worship in this way, the Mother of the universe will certainly accept your worship. Hriday said that the Master gave him detailed instructions as to who should be ordered to make the image, who should be appointed Tantradharak, and how all the other things should be done. He then started home with great delight to perform the Durga Puja in his village, Siho. Hriday reached home and did everything according to the advice of Master. He performed the Durga Puja, the rites pertaining to the 6th day of the bright fortnight, such as the awakening of the goddess, the preliminary consecration of the image, and the invocation of the Devi, and engaged himself in the worship, while the light waving service, Arati, was in progress. At the conclusion of the worship, on the Saptami day, 7th day, Hriday saw the luminous form of Master standing in an ecstatic mood by the side of the image. Hriday informed us how he used to be filled with great spiritual ardor to have this vision of the Master on every day of the Divine Mother's worship at the light waving service, and also at the special rite of the Sandhi Puja or the junction worship. So, we have come to know so many things about Durga Puja. I think today is the last Navaratri day, tomorrow is Visarjana, but we will be having also satsang tomorrow evening. But today is the last Navaratri day. Finally, what did we gain from another aspect of Durga Puja? After all these 9 days, these are the words of Master himself. Sri Ramakrishna tells, giving the example of the lamp lighted near Mother Durga during the worship. All of us light the lamp in our house. But during Durga Puja, we are supposed to light the lamp constantly. Not even for a moment should we put it off. That is very, very important during Durga Puja. Now, Sri Ramakrishna explains why, what is the significance of that? Why should we, at the time of meditation, said the Master to the devotees who believed in God, think that you have tied your mind with a silk thread to the lotus feet of your chosen form of the Mother, so that your mind may not stray away from there. Why do I say silk thread? Because those lotus feet of the Mother are very soft and delicate. They will be hurt if any other kind of string is used. He would sometimes say, should one think of the chosen deity, your Ishtadevata or the Divine Mother, at the time of meditation or japa only, and then forget God other times? you should always keep a part of the mind attached to God. You must surely have noticed that a sacrificial lamp has to be lighted at the time of worship of Durga. The light should always be kept burning near the deity. It should not be allowed to go out. If it does, it augurs ill for the householder. Even so, after the chosen ideal is bought and seated on the lotus of the heart, the sacrificial lamp of meditation on Divine Mother should always be kept burning. While one is engaged in worldly duties, one should watch at intervals whether the lamp is burning within or not. What is the reason for lighting the lamp? That is, lamp is the indication of your meditation on God. So you should keep the lamp of meditation or thinking of God, whether you do the work anytime. Place the Mother in your heart or your Ishtadevata in your heart all through. The thought of Mother should not end today during the last day of Navaratri. The lamp should be burning constantly. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.